I'm gonna, that's the lawyers, y'all. You know, the lawyers came through. Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are gonna go back to our screen. I am going to go back to sharing. And I wanna talk to y'all today about gaining the courage to stand up and speak up for yourself and advocate for what you know is right. So first things first, I want you to think about, what it was when your younger self. Think about that young girl. Think about what she needed. Think about all of the things and the ideas that this young girl had. This little girl right here, she was a visionary. That's me, y'all. She was a visionary. You see that eyebrow kind of coming up? It's way up, y'all. It's all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. But I know when I was this little girl, I wanted someone to advocate for me. I wanted to speak up. And I know that I want to be the version of who I wanted when I was younger. And so today, what I want you to think about is I want you to think about your baby Sonia, your baby Deja, your baby Carmen. I want you to think about that young girl and visualize a picture of her. What did she want? Who did she want to be? Who did she want to have sign up to show up for her? Are y'all feeling this? Put it in the chat. I'm going to ask you several times to put it in the chat. I want to hear from you all about if you're feeling and picking up what I'm laying down. So I just want to speak to you for a second. Listen, I know your work is hard. And a lot of you, most of you have seen tons of success, yet you're not fulfilled. Am I right or am I right? You use your voice for others. You prioritize their needs, but not for you. You want to speak up, but your voice is restricted. You want to speak up, but you've also experienced some challenges and traumas in your life, but you haven't dealt with them head on. You haven't quite faced your story just yet. Is this you? Yeah, I want to hear from you. Yes, I know you work hard because I have been thinking about you. I have been praying for you to show up today. I know this is you. So this seminar, this little time for us to be together, this is for those who stand up for others, but not for themselves. We want to get to the root cause and face your story and live out your calling. I also want to talk to those who shy away and hide from advocating for themselves and others. You'll start to figure out what is holding you back, right? And I want to tell you up front, I'm going to have a hard time looking at the chat and looking at the screen at the same time. So you'll just have to forgive me for not responding to you right away. I will do that at the end, but I'm going to just keep it rolling to get through this material. Are y'all with me? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. So if this is you, if you say, yep, Diana, this is me, I am in the right plane, I'm in the right seat, then I want you to stay on to this webinar. But if this is not you and you go, oh, you know what, Diana, this ain't me, this is not me, then I want you to say, see you later. You know, on Clubhouse, they have this thing called leave quietly. I don't mind. I really don't mind. If this is not for you, I completely understand. But if it's for you, ladies, buckle up and let's go. Okay? Okay, because we ain't playing. We are not playing. All right, so you have a calling inside of you. Can we get some snaps? If you know you have a calling inside of you, you want to speak your truth, you want to advocate and make a difference. And if so, I'm gonna help you get there. I always feel like that Beyonce song from Coachella when she's playing the music walking in, like yes, this is you. But here's what's standing in the way. Let's keep this 100. Let's keep this 100 because I want you to know I understand what's getting in the way, but I want you to see if you can relate to this. I'm gonna shake my green drink while I'm doing this. Gender stereotypes. Like, who's praised for having these traits, men or women? Being ambitious, men or women? Unselfish, men or women? Assertive. Who's praised for being assertive? You think women are being praised for being assertive? Not. Interpersonally sensitive. Who's praised for being self-confident? Emotionally expressive. I don't think women are praised for that. Direct. You think women are praised for being direct? Caring, of course, women, right? Y'all feeling this? What's getting in the way? Gender stereotypes. You know what else is getting away? These facts. 90% of men and women hold some sort of bias against women. 90% of women and men. Women are persistently discriminated against, particularly in the areas that they challenge power. Listen up, ladies. Women are persistently discriminated against when they challenge power. We got to challenge the power. We got to challenge the power that be. Y'all know I be dropping some lyrics. I'm telling you, got to keep up with me. Women hold only 27% of senior business positions. Only 27%. And almost half of men and women, listen to this, half of men and women think men make better political leaders. That's facts. That's from the United Nations. But listen to this. It's going to take 136 years for women to close the equity gap. 136 years. And guess what? That number went up by 36 years because of the pandemic. Did y'all know this? Did y'all know this? And guess what? If we don't speak up, if we don't use our voice, that number is going to stay the same and grow. Are y'all feeling this? Are you guys feeling this? I mean, that's why you're here, right? You're like, I need to be able to speak up for my financial well-being. So I want to be, this is the work, right? This is the work. See this gender equity gap, is steeped in discrimination. Why do I know this? I know a lot about this. And this is why I need to share this with you. Ladies, this little glass ceiling, you know what it's constructed of? These pervasive biases and prejudices against men and women. Because y'all know we women be hating on each other. Am I right or am I right? White. Well, I'm not white today. I'm half white, but I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. And this glass ceiling is also made up in our heads about what we think is possible. Snap, snap. Okay? What needs to change is the way we think, believe, and speak to ourselves and how we show the freak up. That's what needs to change. This must be our focus. Ladies, are you still with me? This must be our focus. Let me tell you something. When I was going through all this stuff in my corporate experiences, I believed those gender stereotypes. I actually consumed them until I realized my thinking was stanking, okay? My thinking was off. And this is what we got to get to. Can we get some claps? I wish we were all together because we could have Carmen sing a little ditty and we could be all up here like snapping and stuff. I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious. So let's get down to it. I'm going to tell you why I believe I'm well positioned to lead y'all to the promised land. Like Moses, I need a staff. I need a staff up in here. Let me tell you something. I've coached and mentored women, especially young women, and especially young Black and brown girls and business professionals. I've conducted speaking engagements and workshops with schools and organizations around the world. I can say that now. I've helped people overcome their own personal challenges. But it wasn't always that way. It was not always that way. You see, if you're anything like me, maybe you can relate to this. I used to hide and I used to devalue my story. I was ashamed of my story. How many of you can relate to that? How many of you can relate that you were felt too loud? I mean, I'm always loud, y'all. I'm number 6 or 7. I'm gonna tell y'all in a second. I've always been loud, and I felt like I was being judged as too emotional. I relied upon external validation all the time. I lacked confidence in my voice, right? I've built up a lot of education and success. I really have, but I ignored my inner voice. How many of y'all know you have an inner voice? I mean, you do, because I think that's why you guys are here. Your inner voice was like, I need to be a part of Diana's class. Yes, I know. I know. That's why you're here. You had lots of negative self-talk and you devalued your worth. You did this and you did this. And guess what we women do? We will knock down a bear if we see somebody messing with somebody. Y'all know this, right? At the same time, we struggle with our own depression and anxiety. And that was me after George Floyd. When George Floyd was murdered, I went through the deepest depression I have ever experienced in my entire life. Did y'all know this? It was that serious. And I thought I dealt with it, but I didn't. You know what I suffered from? A negative stigma. I suffered from a negative stigma. You see, in the upper left corner is my father. I was born in 1968 to a white dad and a Black mom in 1968. Y'all, that's a full stop message, period, 100% full stop, right? Being a young Black girl who had a white father in 1968 was the most challenging experience I had ever had. So right there, I was born into diversity. That was my first diversity lesson. And you see those young girls over there with them cute ponchos? My mom crocheted every single one of those ponchos, y'all. And my mama worked full time. And I'm that little girl in that pink dress right there with a little ponytail on top. And I had this feeling that I was going to conquer the world. I was loud back then. I'm loud now, but I was extra loud back then. You know, my sisters, I just get on their nerves. You know, the first time I realized I was an advocate. The first time I realized I was an advocate was when I had to push my father away when he tried to sexually molest me. I was 14 years old. Now, granted, I didn't want to wake up the next day, but thank God I did. I woke up the next day and I had hell to pay for a long time, a very long time. And my father used to tell me, get out of my face. You disgust me. Get out of my face. And those words started to play in the back of my head all the time. You see, some of you have certain words, you have certain narratives that are playing in the back of your head, but because you haven't examined your story, you don't know these things. That's what the issue really comes down to. So fast forward to the left, the girl over here to the right. I was constantly battling negative thoughts and identity issues. That's me in the lower right, because my mom and dad used to break up, get back together, break up, get back together. That was the story of my life. But I found sports, and sports became my outlet. And things began to change because my older sisters began to leave the house. And my mom started to notice me. You know what she started doing? She started putting little notes in my track shoes. And those little notes was what gave me the courage to go to law school. So by the time I'm in that white outfit there, I'm ready to graduate from high school. And that was the beginning of even more challenges because the day I graduated from high school was the day that my mom and dad officially broke up. And you know what I did? I made a promise to my mom. See this little book back here? It's called Inspiration in My Shoes. I read all about this. And there's a chapter called Aunt Alice's Porch. You see, when I left, my mom told me to leave when they were arguing the day I graduated. And when I left to go to the graduation parties, you know, everybody's excited to go to the graduation parties. When I left to go to the graduation party, my mom told me, don't, grab yourself a bag. Don't come back here after your graduation parties. And I met my mom on Aunt Alice's porch. You know what I told my mom? As long as I live, I will take care of you. And I, so far, so good. Things got a little difficult in law school because when my father died, he died of a massive heart attack at the age of 52. And my brother was left. And, my brother really didn't take he didn't take a liking to my mom. I'm telling you the story because I want you guys to know why I'm sharing this story with you, because as I'm sharing my story with you, I want you to think about yours. See, my brother didn't take a liking to my mom, and he got really frustrated with her. My brother tried to kill my mom. And when my brother tried to kill my mom, it was at that time that I was in law school, that I was dating a guy, and he just happened to be the wrong skin color. He was white. And I was against interracial marriages. I know, but y'all gonna have to read the book. I don't have enough time to tell y'all the whole story. But that white man, my then boyfriend, took my brother in. I know, right? I mean, he took my brother in, got out of jail, and we began to rehabilitate my brother. He got some therapy, and I thought things were going well until I just decided I had enough of law school and I was going to go model in New York City because I had all of these wonderful go-sees. Things changed, it changed for me because I lost my brother to suicide. On August the 12th, 1994, my brother walked up on a bridge on M59 in Michigan, and he jumped off a bridge to his death. That caused me to hide in shame, not just because my brother did that, but because my brother and I had a massive argument the day before he committed suicide. And it just rocked my world. Things didn't start to change for me until I started working in the corporate world. And I never shared my story with anyone. That's until I was at a high level. I was a supplier diversity director at Owens Corning, and I was also a high level negotiator, contract negotiator there. And I will never forget Steve Kroll asking me one day to run the United Way campaign. And he wanted to know about my story. And he said, "What's your story, Diana?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I won't share my story." Okay. It was that day that I shared my story. And my world changed. Because that was the day I began to really breathe. See, until you're willing to share your story and get to the root, nothing really changes. And then I lost my sister. I wrote this book, Inspiration in My Shoes, and then I lost my sister. She went to sleep and never woke up. Anybody ever heard of adverse childhood experiences? ACE? This book called The Body Keeps Score. The body keeps score of trauma. Usually people like myself who come from a high degree of trauma, we die early. But I'm not letting that happen. Nope. I'm breaking those chains. I'm breaking those chains right now because of the research I've done. And I just want to share with you, by the way, I did marry that white man. Ain't he cute? Look at on the left. That is my fine ass man. And I'm in that dress, y'all. Y'all see it? Proof. And to the right, those are my kids, CJ and CC. CJ is 23 with his cute little butt. We almost lost him in June. Like literally, we almost lost him to a disorder that he had. Thank God he's good now. And that's my daughter. He's actually working now. He works full time for EJ Gallo in Indianapolis, Indiana. He's in Diana. Isn't that funny? He's in Diana. Y'all get it? He was always going to be in me. I know. Y'all ain't picking this up. Anyways, and then my daughter, Cece, she's a junior at Ohio State. So I am grateful for this experience. I am grateful for the opportunity to do this work. And I am well versed to be able to help because my journey began and continues. I went ahead and went to integrative nutrition in 2004. Do y'all see this little picture right here? I actually became the health magazine, the health women of the year in health magazine. And I was talking about stretch marks back then because I just had my baby. I was, rocking my little fly girl hairstyle. And I was in Soho, New York, y'all, because check this out. When my brother died, I was supposed to go to New York. I never went. God had a different plan. He decided I should go in 2003. And that's when I did that magazine. I won the Health Magazine of the Year. Can we snap that up? You see, I've had hundreds and thousands of hours of thousands. I've had hundreds, not thousands, of professional development. Again, mentoring, became a civil rights attorney. Whew, y'all, I ain't playing, right? I started my own business in 2004, Equilibrium. So I want to give you guys that background. I wanted to share with you that I have been working, y'all. I've been working. I've been doing it because I have been preparing for you. Last year almost took me out. My depression and anxiety almost took me out. So I started from the bottom, now I'm here. And I'm not apologizing. I neither should you. So I want to share this with you. I want to give you guys 3 things that we do. I want to share a little bit about my work because I want you guys to get busy being difference makers. I want you guys to be busy getting your voice ready and prepared to get these 136 years chopped down. Tell me if you're still with me. Did I lose anybody? Are y'all still there? I know I lost a couple of participants because they had to go, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm in it for the long haul. Okay. I am in it for the long haul. Even if I have 3 people up in here, even if I have none, we still going to get with it. Okay. So thanks for sticking with me. So let's get down to some meat, right? This is where I'm at right now. This is my little one sheet that I give to all these people. And guess who did that for me? My nephew, Max. So if anybody, and guess what? When you come into my class, the Rise Advocates Academy, you're going to be walking away with a sheet just like this. You're going to be walking away with a sheet just like this. Max is like, they are? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You are. So let's talk about this. The Rise Advocate is a woman who does all this. You've seen success. You're ready to pivot boldly and courageously. You believe that self-care and emotional learning and empathy, these aren't buzzwords. This is what we will do. We are change agents who fully accept the art of being comfortable with discomfort, and we're willing to constructively break rules and systems that need to be changed. We are willing to break rules and systems that are willing to change, that need to be changed. And we're also going to take time to close the gap, and we are willing to be held accountable for this, right? This is the Rise Advocate. This is what I do. Here are some secrets we uncover in my class. I want to give you these secrets, and then I'm going to give you a couple exercises, okay? The first is this. We learn why your story is important. Did y'all hear my story? You're going to know why yours is important. You're going to gain a sense of self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and a deeper relationship with yourself. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I be relating, doing the work. This is the first secret. Here's what we're going to do in the class. We do this life breadcrumbs exercise. We go 7 layers deep to discover our why. We begin to root out the shame, guilt, and blame and lack of forgiveness that's embedded in our story. If I didn't forgive my dad, I wouldn't be here today. We recognize this false evidence appearing real, fear, right? And that's the trauma that's embedded in our story. And then we begin to do what I like to call this Rise Advocates story segmentation to clearly get to your deep calling. So here's a little exercise that I'm going to have you do. Take a piece of paper, and I want you to write, where did you grow up? We're actually, let's not do this right now. Think about it because we don't have a ton of time. But here's our mini exercise. Where did you grow up? And how diverse was the area that you grew up in? How many siblings were in your family? And where do you fall in the family's mix? Me, number 6 or 7. That's where I fall. And it's important to know where you fall because there's so many studies that talk about the middle child, the younger child, the older child, and some of the ideas and narratives that come along with that. So what was the most difficult and important and unique challenge of your childhood? Right? What was you see, your childhood, your story are the breadcrumbs that determine your life's purpose and your calling. Did you know that? That's for sure true. So what impact has your childhood experiences had on you? How has it affected you? And if you've never done this type of exercise before, I'm going to make certain that you guys get the slides so that you can do this for yourself. All right. I want you guys to do this mini exercise for yourself. Okay. So because this is the stuff that we get into, right? We get into this deep, deep meat stuff because in order for us to effectively use our voice, we got to get a grip on our story. Okay. How many of y'all with me? Share with me in the chat that you're here. Are you here? Hello, hello. Anybody there? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. Raise your hand. Carmen, she raised her hand. How do I don't know that I can do this. Okay, that's what y'all doing. Raise your hand and say that you're there. Okay. Diana understands Zoom. Listen, I want to share with you guys. Thank you so much, Holly, Emily. I love it that you guys are still here. Can I let y'all hear from one of the past participants about how she was impacted? I want to share with you how she was impacted by, and this is actually Angela Dillon. And she, oh my gosh, this woman has done some amazing work. And I just want you to hear her story with her cute little sunglasses on. Let's hear what she has to say.
Hi guys, just want to give a huge shout out to Diana Patton and her Pivot and Rise course. Her Pivot and Rise course came at a critical point in my life and allowing me to really transition through some pain and dig deep, 7 layers deep to be exact, and really find out where some of that junk was coming from, that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, all of those things that might be holding me back from what it is my purpose is. It also makes you focus on yourself, carving time in your day for yourself, whether that's reading books, meditating, journaling, really spending that time listening to that small, still voice, really just taking the time to peel those layers back, to heal, and to use your story to help others. So Diana's really open about sharing her story
because you guys are going to be able to hear her whole story. But that's Angela. Angela currently works. She just got her grief counseling certification, right? These folks graduated last year from my class when it was called the Pivot and Rise class, but now it's called the Rise Advocates Academy because y'all, Michelle Obama's going to be wanting to come to this class. Bet, okay? Bet. So that's Angela. So that's the first secret that we'll be getting to. All right, so let's go to the next one. We're going to learn how to build the confidence and the courage and the internal resolve you need to rise up and speak your truth, no matter the obstacle, and develop a belief system that matches your worth and your value. Everything's about a belief system, right? If your system is flawed, you are going to have a jacked up result, right? So that's what I want to talk to you about. And this is some of the things we're going to go through. How many of you follow me on social media, on Instagram? You see me getting up doing my yoga practice every single day. Yup, Rebecca. Yup, Carmen. You already know, Emily and Holly. You understand the elements of meditation and mindfulness and faith and a spiritual connected. This all connects the dots. You identify the core values for each of the values that you have. You're going to have these values, and you're going to want these behaviors that match the values, and you're going to want to see this on a daily basis. You're going to develop your own Rise Advocates manifesto model, and then you're going to frame it, and then you're going to read it every single day. And then I want you guys, we're going to hold each other accountable in this class. You're going to analyze your daily patterns with your daily practice for 30 days and measure your progress. Let me take a sip of my green drink, because this is a part of your daily practice. This is so good, y'all. You'll be like, ew, that's nasty. You're going to love it. This is a part of what we do, because we got to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy. And you have to understand that God wants to use you in such a big way, but you need a healthy body to do this. Am I right or am I right? Can I get some snaps up in here? Are y'all with me? Yes, please. Let's hear these. This is, y'all can't read this. I already, listen, Cynthia, I know you. I see you, girl. Listen, these are the values. And, I'm going to tell you, I got this from the book called Dare to Lead from Brene Brown. I already know Brene Brown, right? She talks about how your values need to match your behaviors need to match your values. Here's an exercise that we do where we pick, oh my gosh. Okay, how did this happen? Oh, sorry, you guys. Naughty by Nature wanted to come on. Okay, now that is hilariously funny. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? Oh my gosh, that's so funny that Naughty by Nature came on. What is up with that? Okay, guys. I mean, you can't make this stuff up right there. Okay, we're going to be naughty by nature. All right, so we have to find the values that match our behavior, and we have to live it out. Okay, can we get some claps? Some snaps? That's right. So let's listen to what Sarah has to say about this.
Hi, I'm Sarah Best. A few months back, when the pandemic took hold and the social unrest began to escalate, I found myself feeling anxious and uneasy, frustrated and helpless too. Just, how does someone like me, well, what do I do to get involved, to speak my truth? And little did I know that the Pivot and Rise program would indeed help me find my truth, like really land specifically on my truth. I think I've struggled for years with being able to stand on a square of what I believe in, mostly because of who's been around me and being afraid that it was different than what they believed. But in any case, the Pivot and Rise program came at such a powerful time. I read the manifesto to the program when I was considering getting involved, and I just, anything Diana puts together, I want to be a part of that, because she, for a decade or more, has been a consistent source of information, challenge, and growth and development for me. So I knew this program would be no exception. But as I read the manifesto, I found myself in tears. Like, this is exactly what I need. Learning how to rise up boldly, courageously, discover, examine, begin to live out the call on my life, and connecting my faith and spiritual beliefs with action, in this day and age.
So I'm going to stop Sarah's story right there, because how many of you all know Sarah Best? Okay, Sarah is freaking badass. And she still was trying to find her voice. And she found it. Do you know that after she attended the class, she started Real Good Ventures? That's the stuff we do, y'all. We are not playing, okay? 120, 36 years with us together, as a Rise Advocates family, that year will diminish by 136 years. How many of y'all feeling this? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. When you get this PowerPoint and PDF, I want you to listen to her full story. And then I want you to follow her because she is the best. Sarah is the best. So let's go on to secret number 3. Okay. We're going to learn and develop the tools and skills necessary to effectively advocate for yourself and for diversity, equity, and inclusion in your community. And when I say your community, I mean your job. I am going to be giving you templates on how you can, like some of you need to be saying, you need to do the research to see if you're being paid the same as your counterparts, right? Some of you aren't being paid the right way. Some of you are being paid 20, 30% less than your counterparts. Some of you need to be advocating for diversity, equity, inclusion on your job. Some of you need to do that in your own churches because the churches don't get me started on that. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. Why did I just spit? You know what I'm talking about, right? So true. So the biggest thing that we have to do to get us to these tools, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to lower our identity gap. Some of us have a person that you show to your family, and you guys have like all these different personalities. I know this to be true because I used to be like, well, I have to be like this for the president. And then I'd be like this over my friends. And some of you are like, okay, but Diana, everyone's different around different people. The lower your identity gap, the more likely you are to use your voice and show up boldly and courageously. I know these things. The research says it. So we've got to describe the identity that you project to the outside world. You have to describe who you really are and want people to think you are, or your ideal self, and aspire to be. Some of us show up on social media to complete strangers, and we're like totally torn apart when someone just says something to you and they're complete strangers on social media. Like, who the freak cares? But when your identity gap is so big, you care. You see, we have to work on this. And I want you to adopt some personal agreements and promises. How many of you read the book called The 4 Agreements? Anybody read it? Anybody? Y'all still there? Okay, Carmen. Carmen said, yep, she read it. Anybody else read it? That's a big book that we talk about. We talk about that book a lot. When I was with y'all know I see a therapist now. I will never be without a therapist as long as I live. And I want every single person who comes in the Rise Advocates family to understand why we need therapists, okay? Yes, I know that's right. I wish I could read the comments. I can't read them yet, but I'm gonna read them. I promise. See, because then when we lower our identity gap, then you can take the tools that I'm gonna give you to start to advocate for the right salary. I know now that I need to stand up in my truth and talk about what I'm worth, because I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I know I'm worth it because I've been working on myself for 50, well, that's not true, not 53 years. I would say actively over the last 15 years. And when I'm lowering and see, if you all know me, you know, I was dancing at the Northwest Ohio Equality Day. And I was dancing at the Solheim Cup. Who was at the Solheim Cup? I was dancing there because that's my identity. That's my brand. Do y'all know your brand? Do you know your identity? If you don't, you better run to the Rise Advocates. I'm telling you. Because let me tell you about Shar. Shar did not speak up at all. Okay, she was in my class. She didn't speak up. Y'all, she took my template form and she went to town advocating for diversity, equity, inclusion at her job. Not only she did that, but she was able to get this whole program paid for by her company. How many of you all work at a company? If you need me to write a letter for you to ask them, you do, Holly, I know you do, girl. And if you need me to write you a letter for you to get this paid for continuing education because your company needs to pay for this, check Shar out. Listen to what she got to say. Sierra, I see you. This is Shar. Go on, Shar, speak.
Hello, I'm Sharavina, and I wanted to take a moment of your time to tell you about Diana Patton's Rise Advocates Pivot and Rise Mastermind course. I've spent the last 3 months with Diana in this course, and it has given me lots of new insights into myself, as well as ideas on how I can become a Rise advocate. I've met some amazing women with similar mindsets to mine, and have given me additional inspiration to continue the journey to being an advocate for others. Probably the most helpful tool that she's given me, or exercise that I did through the course, was the breadcrumbs, which had me looking back over pictures of myself from my past through the present and thinking about who I was back then, what hurdles did I have, what did I like doing, things like that, which then led me to helping me solidify my story, helped me to start to lower my identity gap, and really it just encouraged me to learn more about my calling and give myself a voice like I'm doing right here in this video. I would have never done this in a million years if it weren't for Diana.
So the reason why I didn't speed that up and let you hear the, well, you see, it doesn't even matter if you don't say it the proper way. None of that matters. The fact is, she's speaking up. And she's doing it Shar's way. You see, when you get with me, I ain't going to change, and I don't want you to go changing to try to please me. I want you to go changing to try and please you and your Heavenly Father. Okay? That's what you need to do. So when you join with me, and I have to share this with you guys because you all can't leave. I mean, if you do decide to leave, it's fine. But what I want to share with you is this. I'm going to share with you my program because it would be horrible for me not to share with you how you can get more of this. Because if you do this, you're going to be able to speak up. You're going to be more confident. You're going to be more bold. You're going to be confident in advocating. You're going to say no to people in situations that go against your values and purpose. You're going to discover your calling. You're going to put your goals in action. You're going to serve and mentor your community. And you'll be able to get rid of these feelings of shame and guilt and these limiting beliefs and scattered and stuck in places you don't belong and self-doubt and worry, uncertainty, and feeling less than. That's what you're going to get. This is my girl.
3 months ago, when I was thinking
Rhonda.
about taking Diana Patton's class, two friends of mine were like, hey, you could teach that class. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. So what I did is I gave it a chance. And it was some of the best money that I've ever spent. What happens is a lot of times we as women think we're strong, think we can handle things, think we know what's going on in our own lives. And we reach a point where we don't know where we are. We feel like we're all over the place. We feel like we're not where we're supposed to be in life. But this class, Diana's class, has helped me so much to think on things that you don't every day.
So that's Rhonda's testimony. I don't want to go into detail, but that's my girl. I will be supporting her this year at the LP Stewart Academy with the Head Full of Dreams program. I'll share more about that if you stick with me. So these are the levels of mastery. We got calling, your mindset, your personal development, professional development, and advocacy and service. This is all a system that I've developed in the Rise Advocates class. So let me ask you a couple questions. How many of you feeling excited about what we talked about? Or how many of you are like, ooh, this is a little bit too much for me? If you're feeling overwhelmed, oh, Emily, Sierra, oh, awesome. Deja, you're feeling excited about this? Awesome. Hallie, yes, yes, yes. This is what I am talking about, because my job is to be able to share this with you so that you come with me and you do this work so that you can elevate your game and ask for the salary that you're supposed to have. Okay? You're going to save time and money because I've done all the work for you. Over 10 years of reading and learning and leadership books. I too am a part of investment into a mastermind. So I know all about this. So here it is. You're like, here it comes. This is it. This is it. Make no mistakes where you walk. If you want to come with me, I have what's called the Rise Advocates Academy to become a certified Rise Advocate. And here are the deliverables. You know, you got 8 weeks modules, you got videos, instructions delivered once per week, weekly online check-ins, once a year, one year of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 a.m. encouraging messages. If you currently get these messages, they're going away because they're going away for free. They're going to be a part of this academy. And we're going to have a separate Facebook group for that. The total value for that is $3,950. So your price would be $1,500 over 2 payments. You hear that? $1,500 if you want to do 2 payments. So if you act now, you have a fast acting bonus, right? And that fast acting value, here's the total value for that. Right? If the first 10 people who register this will receive a 30-minute one-on-one personal coaching session from me and a copy of my book. If you act fast, meaning like within the next 48 hours. The bonus number 2 that you'll get, because the classes don't officially start until October 6th. The other fast acting bonus that you'll get is I am going to be offering every single Wednesday masterclasses to those who sign up. So this total value for the first set, the modules, plus these 2 bonus, the value for all of this is $5,395. But guess what? We're not asking you to pay that. You're going to only pay $1,350. See, originally I said you could, that value above, if we'd ask you guys to do that, that's what it would be, $1,500. But with everything all included for today, it's $1,350. Cue the music. Hey, ho, hip hop, hooray, ho. Hey, are y'all feeling this? Ho, are you like, I don't know if I can do this, Diana? Yes, you can. You can do this. $1,350. Raise your hand if you are with me. Let me tell you something. I just paid $5,000. Do y'all hear me? I paid $5,000 to be a part of a mastermind. And the reason why I did that is because I'm coming out. I want the world to know I'm serious about lowering this equity gap, and I need a coach. Not only did I pay that, but I also pay for a therapist. Not only do I pay for that, but I also pay for a coach. So I want y'all to know that I understand, and I'm serious about this, that we need to invest in ourselves to know your value. And here's the other claim I'm going to make. You come with me, I bet you your salary will increase by that or more within a year. I can't guarantee it, but I want to. I really do. I really do. I really do. I really do, because I believe that it will. So if you don't want to be a part of the Rise Advocates Academy, here's what you can also do. You can simply become a Rise Advocates community member. I don't know. Hey, is Nina on the line? I don't even know if Nina's on the line. Nina, if you're on the line, are you on the line? Can you raise your hand? Oh, she's here. Nina, can you put in the chat the link for the folks who might want to sign up for the $1,350? Nina's going to put it in the chat. Nina, put it in the chat. Nina, put it in the chat. Oh, she put it in there. Thank you, Nina. Okay, So that's if you want to do the 1,350. Now, let's say, for instance, you don't want to do that. Let's just say, for instance, you want to dip your toe in and you want to be a part of the membership. Guess what, y'all? I thought about you. I really did. I really, really did. And I said, okay, maybe you just want the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time text messages. You could do that too, and you'll be a part of a private group, because everything that I've been giving away, I've been giving away for free for 2.5 years, is going to be a part of the Rise Advocates movement. And mark my words, Nina, you know this. Am I right or am I not right? Who's going to be at the Rise Advocates session? Nina, who's going to be there? Put it in the chat. Nina already know. Who's going to be speaking at the Rise Advocates conference in New York City? Nina, can you put it in the chat? Oh, Jennifer says she has to go. Oh, Jennifer, I hope Michelle Obama. Jennifer, if you want to learn more, text me if you have any questions, because I'm about to be done. Yes, that's right. Michelle Obama and Melinda Gates are about to be at this Rise Advocates. Y'all know I am not playing. I am not playing. So listen, if you want to just join and be a part of, Jennifer, perfect. Text me. Yes, you have my number. If you just want to be a part of this community, it's only $59 a month. It's only $59 a month. Deja, I hope you will consider this opportunity. Listen, I can't tell you about Monica Hoskins. You can read this right here. This is my girl. She's an attorney and she is working it. So this is your end result. You have two choices, nothing or let's go. Let's go. Okay, here are the next steps. Nina, can you put in the chat again, the registration right here. Sign up, early bird access, 1,350 can be split into 2 payments, right? Okay, and then you're going to get access. We're going to do Wednesday master classes. Y'all know I don't play. I have a lot of things to say. Open registration for the class starts September 20th, right? And then the closed registration for the class is September 30th. And we are on and popping on October 6th, okay? On and popping on October 6th. That's when class officially starts, but only to this group will I be offering this special offer. It's a limited time on this class, on this amount of that the class will be for. So if you have any questions whatsoever, all right, here's what I want you to do, okay? It's 2:04. I mean, it's already been an hour, but it's 2:04. But I want you to contact me if you have questions. This bonus, this fast acting bonus is only for 48 hours and then it goes away. Okay, so the fast acting bonus meaning like you get a 30-minute consult and then you get a copy of a book. Okay, questions? Let's stay together. Let's get started. If you work for an organization and you need a letter, all you gotta do is hit me up. I'll write a letter for you. I got it for Shar. I'll get it for you. Your company should be investing in you to be able to do a program like this. All right, so I wanna just open it up. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions that I can, ooh, okay. Is this Holly Shishwana Cunningham? That's who I should be contacting. If you will give me an email of who I should be contacting, I will take care of that, okay? All right, so I just wanna let you all know that I am happy to help in any way I can to get you guys this paid for you or pray for you. And I will do that for her. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the video. And, oh, no, I didn't want to stop that video. I didn't want to stop that video. I want to stop the recording. I'm going to stop the recording.